Many of you probably know this, but some of you might be surprised to learn that old Zeb Coulter, that's right, Dutch Mantell, we the people, was the man responsible for giving Stone Cold Steve Austin the name Steve Austin. And he was talking about the very first time that he met Stone Cold Steve Austin, a young Steve Austin, just trying to break into the business, wrestling in Tennessee. And he was going to have his first match in the territory. And he came in and he was wrestling under the name Steve Williams. And of course, in that era, there was already a prominent Dr. Death Steve Williams in professional wrestling. So that wasn't going to work. Can't have two Steve Williamses in professional wrestling. So it was Dutch Mantell that came up with the idea. Check out this clip.
So Monday night, I'm in the Coliseum, and he walks in, and he said, "Oh, my name's Steve Williams." I said, "Oh, okay. How you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. I said, "You're on first, and I'll get back with you. What we're going to do." Okay. So I went back in there about 15 minutes later, and I said, "What's your name?" "Steve Williams." I said, "Well, you can't be Steve Williams." "Why not? It's my damn name." I said, "Well, I don't give a crap what your name is. They already got a Steve Williams, Dr. Death Steve Williams. We can't have two." Well, I said, "Listen," and I didn't want to force any name on him. I said, "Think of a name and I'll be back." When I come back 15 minutes later, "You got a name?" "No." "Keep thinking." I was going around doing something else. Come back. "You got a name?" "No." Keep. Finally, it was like 5 minutes before the bell, and he's dressed, he's ready to go. And I already told him what he was doing. I said, "You got a name?" "No." I went, "All right, shit, hell, fuck." I said, "Listen, tonight," and this, I just pulled it off my head. I said, "Tonight, you're Steve fucking Austin." He said, "Like the $6 million man." And I still remember this. I said, "No, more in your case, like the $6 man." Now go out there and do it.
I like how he was kind of a dick to Steve at first too. And it wasn't until he said that, he told Steve that his match was the shits, and that what he should do is take a chair and sit and watch the entire show from start to finish after his match and see what he can learn. And that he came back and he saw Steve sitting there watching the matches. And Steve has told this story as well from his end, but he said, Dutch said that when he saw Steve doing that, that's when he kind of gave him a second look and was like, okay, a wrestler that actually listens to advice. We might have something here. Because he was just another Joe Blow nobody at that time. "Oh, you're Steve Williams. You can't be fucking Steve Williams. Get your head together, dude. You're Steve, I don't fucking know, Steve Austin. We'll go with Steve Austin. $6 million man? No! Fucking $6 man in your opinion. In your situation. Look at you. Fucking indie scrub. Nobody. On the comeuppance, little did he know that he was going to be the greatest, maybe not the greatest, but the most famous, biggest, well-known, biggest needle-moving wrestler in the entire history of professional wrestling, Stone Cold Steve Austin. History was made, and that he stuck with Steve Austin. It's a fantastic name, by the way, Steve Austin. It was a good name. It was a good pick by Dutch. Good work, Dutch. Dutch is a great creative mind. I've said it before that Dirty Dutch would be on my inner circle of creative minds, coming up with my booking committee, if you will. He's a smart guy to the business. He's got a lot of good ideas. He's a straight shooter. He'll give it to you straight. And I just love this clip here. I've heard this story before. I know many of us have. Steve's told it a bunch of times, but I don't know that I've ever really heard Dutch tell this story before, or if I have, it's been so long ago. But I do think that there's probably a lot of new people too that just haven't heard that story before, where Steve Austin came from, and that they'd be shocked to hear that it came from the We the People guy. Because I think a lot of people also don't really fully know who Dutch is and his history in wrestling, and just think he was the old hillbilly manager guy in WWF and then WWE. But he was so much more than that. And Dutch is a great guy. I love his podcast. I think he tells fantastic stories. He always shoots straight. He doesn't give any spin on anything. He gives it to you exactly how he saw it, how he feels about it. And I highly recommend just going to seek out more Dutch Mantell. If you don't really watch Dutch's podcast on YouTube, seek it out. Go find it. I do have the clip down below if you're watching the clips here. And who knew that blonde kid that had a shitty match out there that came in, was trying to call himself by the name of another already famous wrestler, would end up being the biggest star in the history of pro wrestling. You just never fucking know.
Let me tell you something, brother. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on this channel, dude. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to take your vitamins and say your prayers, brother.